Hello, I'm Laurie Levin, and I've recently returned from the United Nations and the 68th Commission on the Status of Women in New York City. I've created this short video series to capture some of the key points from the sessions I attended. The video series consists of 4 short videos plus an introductory video. So if you haven't seen the introductory video, I hope you'll check it out. It sets the stage and provides the context for the series. After attending 8 sessions at the United Nations and countless conversations with speakers and attendees, my overarching takeaway is that the cost of being a woman is too high. So that is the name of the video series. And I knew it had to begin with one of the most significant costs of being a woman in the United States, and that is constitutional inequality. Women do not have equal protection under the law in the United States, despite the fact that the majority of people believe otherwise. Video 2 focuses on the economic inequality that women face throughout their lifetimes. Video 3 provides insights from the sessions I attended focusing on gender-based violence. Video 4 takes a look at the country that has essentially erased women from its public sphere, and that, of course, is Afghanistan. There were packed rooms for all of the events, and it was really extraordinary to learn from and converse with such a diverse group of people working to improve the lives of girls and women around the world. So let's begin by taking a closer look at the US Constitution, which to this day does not provide equal legal protection for women. Constitutional equality is essential to all of our economic well-being, safety, health, and healthcare. And every facet of a woman's life is impacted by the glaring omission of women in the US Constitution. People often argue that the 14th Amendment provides constitutional equality for women. Well, if that were the case, then why did we need the 19th Amendment to get the right to vote? There are about 197 constitutions in the world. The US is an outlier, as the vast majority of these countries and their constitutions make gender discrimination illegal, not the United States. Let's take a look at how this impacts us all. Family leave, very, very important. The US is just one of 13 high-end countries that does not guarantee paid paternal leave. The US is only one of 2 high-income countries that doesn't guarantee paid maternity leave. Now, I want to compare that to a country that's near and dear to my heart, and that's Ireland, where my daughter lives and just had my first grandchild. She'll be 2 years old this summer. She was given a year off paid maternity leave. That's right. I said a year off paid maternity leave, and her husband almost a month. They're also given about a month of family leave that they could take for years, paid family leave to take it for years, up to the child. I believe it's when the child is 12. I'm going to have to confirm that, but it's an extraordinary additional benefit in the event care, the child is sick, care is not, right, their caregiver is not available. Wonderful peace of mind for a young family, and just an extraordinary benefit for that new child. Of course, we all know that this is a glaring omission in the benefits provided for Americans and young families. Our maternal mortality rates in the United States are some of the fastest rising in the world. Rates are especially high for Black and Indigenous women. Pay, we're all familiar with the gender pay gap. Women earn about 84 cents on the dollar for every dollar a white man earns. Now, if you look at what a man earns in 1 year, that 84% means that she is working into April in order to equal the amount of money that he makes in the calendar year before. So women have to work several more months, almost 4, to get the same amount of money for the same job. Black women make 69 cents on the dollar, Hispanic women 57 cents, and Indigenous women 55 cents. Even when women dominate the field, men are paid more. And women are penalized for having children and being caregivers. Healthcare. Reproductive healthcare is a critical component of economic equality, choosing when and if to have children. I mean, it's absolutely a basic requirement of our economic well-being. if we're not allowed to choose when and if we're going to have children, that makes our control, right, of our economic well-being very much at risk. We lose that control. So this is very much at risk in the United States today. And gender-based violence, epidemic rates around the world and in the United States, as the United States was named in 2018 the 10th most dangerous country to be female. We need stronger legal protections for sexual violence and domestic violence. I really don't like to say that word, that phrase, domestic violence. It's male violence. We need stronger protections, and the Equal Rights Amendment will provide that. Let's take a look to the right on the screen. Little box off to the right with just 24 simple words in it. This is the Equal Rights Amendment, written in 1923 by Alice Paul. Equality of rights under the law shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of sex. This is what we've worked so hard over 100 years to get ratified and published. I'm in for about 45 years myself. This is me back in 1982, by the way, at this event. I didn't take this picture. I actually Googled this, but I was at this event and so excited to be there. We actually thought, or at least I'll speak for myself, I did when I boarded that bus in St. Louis with just a full bus load of people. We thought we had it. We were so close. Well, that was 1982, and here we are, 2024. So what impact will the ERA have? I'm asked this a lot, and I want to provide a couple key points for you in the event you're not sure, and so that you can certainly share this with others more effectively. The ERA will provide place the burden of proof on those who discriminate rather than those who are being discriminated against. So we have what's called strict scrutiny for race and religion-based discrimination. However, we have what's called intermediate scrutiny for gender-based discrimination. That's the problem, right? Without an Equal Rights Amendment, we have intermediate scrutiny, which means the burden of proof is not on those who discriminate. The burden of proof is on those who are discriminated against, and your chances of winning those cases are greatly diminished. The ERA will protect that comprehensive reproductive health care that we're seeing diminishing in the United States today. That is absolutely critical for women in later stages of pregnancy to have that comprehensive health care. It'll provide legal tools for victims of gender-based violence. We simply cannot rely on legislators anymore for this. We need something more lasting. So what can you do? Join global movements for gender equality. Tell President Biden to instruct the National Archivist to publish the ERA. That's all that needs to happen. And while we're at it, let's support CEDAW. CEDAW is the Convention on the Elimination of Discrimination Against Women. The United States is also just one of a handful of countries that has not supported that. Paid family and medical leave, we've talked about. We've got to push and work harder. When you look at states in the United States that have passed an Equal Rights Amendment, paid family and medical leave are in place for the most part. The international community must continue to put pressure on the United States to publish the ERA. I want to give a big shout out, though, to our international community, because that event that I went to at the UN about the ERA, the first event I went to, I was so fatigued when I sat down and I started hearing a conversation I've heard for 45 years. However, very quickly, I was just uplifted by the room, because I looked around and I heard from people that were from countries all over the world. They're cheering us on to get this done. It was really just a great feeling to be part of that room. So we want to continue to support our international community and be supported by them. Share the information about where the United States is and how far behind we are, and organize at the local and state levels. Those are the most important levels I've learned over the years to organize at. This is a wonderful quote that I heard in one of the sessions. It's not about learning something new, but remembering something true. You know, I think if we all go to our heart, that's what changes our mind when we start with the heart. The mind oftentimes leads us into ego, fear-based thinking. So when we join that, marry that with the heart's intuitive guidance, we call it heart intelligence, we remember something true. And that is that we are all here. We all want fulfillment. We all want to achieve success. We all want to bring our gifts forward, share that with the world, and make a difference. And when the barriers are removed, we all win. Awareness of the barriers is key to our progress. So thank you so much for your time and your interest and attention today, and for playing an important role in ending this nonsense. Just by sharing one new thing you learned or something you know to be true, we can change the world. And I love to quote my favorite Persian poet, Rumi. Beautiful quote, beautiful poem. And the first couple lines are very, very famous, but it's part of a larger poem. Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about. Ideas, language, even the phrase each other doesn't make any sense. The breeze at dawn has secrets to tell you. Don't go back to sleep. You must ask for what you really want. Don't go back to sleep. People are going back and forth across the doorsill where the two worlds touch. The door is round and open. Don't go back to sleep. And finally, I want to stay in touch. So I always want to share this last side in each of the videos. This is my contact information, my new website called Rise, supporting people for spiritual, physical, and mental well-being. When we're in that place, we can actually solve the problems with a heart mindset combination that will actually solve the problems. Remember what Einstein said, you can't solve the problems with the same mindset that created it. We need the heart's intelligence to guide us. This is my book also. Stay in touch. I have a monthly letter, and please check out video 2 coming up next. Thanks so very much.